Employee ownership's massive. You come to work in the morning knowing that you actually own a part of it.
I'm Colin Wade. I'm the Managing Director and a Trustee of Chemo International. We manufacture protective coatings for the marine, the industrial and the cruise sectors. We manufacture coatings that behave like glue, paint that can be applied underwater with a brush, quite magical things in many respects, but there's no other company that quite does what Chemco does.
Basically anything that can rust, we've got a solution for it.
And is this one of the warehouses that you've just expanded into?
So yeah, this is just where we keep all our stock. We'll bring all our finished goods down here. We've serviced over 40 countries this year as well, so we can actually do a bit of stock building and it can bring lead times down for the customers as well, so it's been a good investment in the business.
Around 7 years ago, Chemo International Managing Director at the time, the founder of the company, decided he wanted to retire. He wanted to exit the business and sell his shares. The most obvious way was through a trade sale, but he concluded that would put his long-term employees at risk should the company be sold to a competitor. He wanted to secure a viable future. He consulted Scottish Enterprise, who introduced him to the concept of employee ownership.
Were there other companies interested in buying Chemco?
We had multinationals who were after our technology, but I decided that we would do it differently.
And why was that?
I didn't want the multinational who buy the company, strip the assets, if you like, and take the production and administration to their other plants around Europe. But the loser would be the community, and all the employees would be lost.
The process went very smoothly, mainly because the transition into employee ownership was taken for all of the right reasons and none of the wrong reasons. The company was stable and successful. It had a great team here.
How did you feel when you first found out about employee ownership?
I'm just a wee bit apprehensive because we'd never heard it before. We didn't know anything about it, but the more we learned and that we were going to be 100% employee owned, it was amazing.
I think it's a new way of going forward for many companies, although people need to understand the hierarchy still stay the same. You need to run the company, you need a managing director, you need directors, you need managers. The company was already in a good position, but is going to be better.
So when I knew that Manny wanted to retire, I was a little bit uneasy, but since it's happened, the company's went from strength to strength. We've grew as a company, and we know there's still more to come.
The single big thing the employee ownership has done for Chemco is culture. Everyone feels equal here. It's been life-changing for me. I love coming to my work every single day. It actually excites me. I don't get Sunday night dread. I come to work pleasant every week.
See, we're just trying to be different. You know what I mean? We're just trying to create a great culture where you get up in the morning and you get the best out of people if people want to come to work. And we get loads of rewards as well, so which is great.
The company established an employee ownership trust. We have 5 trustees. The trustees ensure the company is being run by the directors in the best interest of the employee owners, our partners. The board in turn considers its workforce as its shareholders. Every single decision is taken in the best interest of the employee owners.
So I've been doing the role of employee trustee for about 2 years, just over 2 years. Our job is to make sure that every decision that the board make is the best decision for everybody else in the business.
The communication has been very good.
With Chemco, we spent quite a lot of time talking about what the ownership structure would look like after the transition to employee ownership. We put in place a share option scheme which was designed to incentivise managed succession and management.
Was succession planning a big priority for the previous owner?
Manny put a lot of effort into ensuring that succession was in place. He invested in making sure that the next generation of management was in place, and coming back to Chemco today, it looks set to go on to even greater things under employee ownership, which is really great to see.
I was the advisor appointed by Scottish Enterprise to do the feasibility study, and then the company invited me to become the independent trustee. It's been very, very good. The first year, not a lot happened. In the second year, the productivity started to go up because people began to see that if the productivity goes up, there's more money for them in the bonus. It's continued like that. The company has done extremely well since it went into employee ownership.
All the employees at Chemco have shares. Can you tell me about the setup?
Well, 100% of the shares were put into the employee ownership trust from day one. 51%, a majority shareholding, will always be held by the trust. But from day one, both the trust board and the company board considered that it would be beneficial in the longer term to free issue, gift shares from the 49% directly to the employee owners. And whilst that's not necessarily a common thing in employee-owned companies, it truly was a game changer here.
Because somebody asked me, well, what's the biggest advantage of EO? And I tell you, the biggest advantage is satisfaction. In the end of the day, something you have worked for all your life is, and the people who helped you to achieve it are all very happy.
So, yeah, that's where the magic comes, as they say.
There's a huge growth potential for Chemco. Yeah, I believe we've got a very successful future ahead.